Next 3 nights, we're going to take a closer look at what leaders in recovery and even those achieving sobriety are calling the perfect storm for addiction. It is a year where everything that was once normal turned to chaos. Streets burned, stadiums emptied, schools shuttered. The need for security has driven us to seek safety in test tubes. And as little bottles inject us with hope, much bigger bottles have poured despair. And now in our new world of video tiles, it takes just one word to reveal the hidden crisis.
The word that immediately comes to mind is suffering.
I guess fear would be one thing.
I think incredible is the word I use a lot.
The word that comes to mind for me to describe what people are going through right now is struggle.
They are all words that many of the Twin Cities' leading addiction and recovery leaders, even addicts, say tells the story of the impact of the pandemic on addiction and recovery.
Literally, there's some people who haven't had a hug since February.
First, there was the isolation, and then the shutdown.
And I'm driving to work and I'm finding, the Best Buy parking lot is empty. Most of the parking lots around here were empty. The liquor store parking lot was packed.
And in the eyes of addiction and recovery counselors, it was mixing a cocktail of trouble.
We have a perfect storm here. We've got the COVID pandemic, we've got addiction, we've got mental health, and then we've got the economic insecurity.
That perfect storm jumps from the pages of new research. Nielsen's tracking data of alcohol sales during the month of March showed beer increased 15%, wine jumped 27%, spirits by nearly 32%. The Centers for Disease Control discovered 31% of the adults it surveyed this summer were struggling with anxiety and depression related to COVID-19. And the RAND Corporation, it found the frequency of alcohol consumption of adults over 30 grew by 14%. Women increased their heavy drinking episodes by 41%.
What are you seeing on a local level?
We're seeing all of that at Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge.
It's all part of the unintended consequences of COVID restrictions. They protect us from the virus, but they enable addiction.
I drink because I love alcohol, but the pandemic was just more of an excuse to stay isolated by myself and not have the opportunity to interact with family or be at Easter with them, birthday parties. And so I just felt that that was a better excuse for me to drink.
It's hard. When you have a disease, alcoholism, that requires connection, and COVID that requires social isolation, that creates a whole set of unique challenges.
We're seeing sick people get sicker.
Lydia Burr is the Director of Clinical Services at Hazelden Betty Ford in St. Paul.
People are really struggling with their mental health, with their depression, with their anxiety. And then there's that added layer of stress that just exists in society right now because of the pandemic that's layered on top of that and is really exacerbating the problems that somebody might already have.
And add to that stress the holidays. For too many, the lights of Christmas cannot save the darkness of isolation.
And, they need to know that they're not alone. This is a disease of isolation. And when you're alone in this, it's a scary, dangerous place to be.
Now, the overwhelming word I hear from everyone is that there is hope. And tomorrow night, we're going to hear from 2 people who have achieved sobriety during all of this. Their names are Lisa and Mark. They're the first to tell you that this has not been easy during the pandemic, but they're also sharing the joy. The utter joy of regaining their lives again. And then on Wednesday, we're going to show you how the recovery community has all gone online. At almost any moment of the day, you can attend a meeting, a group support meeting anywhere in America and across the globe, too. And if there's something in this story tonight that struck home and you want to reach out, we have a very robust recovery community in Minnesota. And I've put the links and numbers to Hazelden Betty Ford, Teen Challenge, and the retreat. It's on our website, fox9.com.